moved all around in my early to mid 20s. I lived in North Carolina, I lived in New York, upstate New York, and I lived in Texas, and came back to Cincinnati because it was always of all the places that I've lived, it was my favorite. You know, I can get the suburbs in Fairfield and I can get the city in Cincinnati. Went to school a little bit and worked. I guess re-met my husband. We went to high school together, but we met up online again and met each other, and 3 weeks later we moved in together, and 9 months later we were married. It was 9 years this past March. Probably 8 months after we got married, we started trying to have a child. Unfortunately, come to find out, I suffer from PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can cause infertility problems. About 4.5 years in, we kind of gave up. And I went on this amazing diet and I lost a lot of weight. And right when I said, okay, I'm at a comfortable spot with my weight, I feel really good, I feel like I look really good, about 2 weeks later, that's when I found out I was pregnant. And I remember running up the stairs, hollering for my husband, looking in all the rooms, and I couldn't find him. And he's like, I'm right here, what is the matter with you? He was kind of like standing behind the door of the second bedroom. And I plopped the test down on the dresser in front of him, and I said, do you see 2 lines there, or have I just lost my mind? And he said, yeah, I see 2 lines. What does that mean? I was like, it means I'm pregnant. He's an amazing little human being already, and he's only 3, so he's so much fun, and he wants to be with us all the time. He wants to go outside and play baseball. Go play baseball, Mommy. He likes to swim. I like spending time with him. Our second was a bit of a surprise. It was a good surprise, given how much we struggled to conceive our first. I had my first appointment, put me on vitamins again as usual, put me on progesterone. You know, I go back every 4 weeks, everything's fine. Then I go for the 20-week ultrasound, wait for a few minutes, and the ultrasound tech comes in, and she's just really quiet. And a minute goes by, and 2 minutes goes by, and my husband and I are looking at each other, and our 3-year-old was with us because we were supposed to find out the gender. And I'm like, is there something wrong? And she says, I need to go get the doctor. Dr. Grimm comes in, and he said, we can't find a heartbeat. Because I was so far along, they couldn't just do a D&C. We actually had to come in and be induced to give birth, just like I had with my first son. The drive down here from Fairfield was like the longest drive of my life. I just remember sitting, my feet were up on the dash, and I was staring out the window. It just seemed like it took 8 hours to get here. It was awful. You finally get here, and I was remembering my walk to the maternity ward with my first, and how, miserable I was because I was 9 months pregnant, and just uncomfortable, but happy. And walking in the second time, knowing, at least having some idea of what was going to happen, was just awful. It's a long, lonely walk from the parking garage to the entrance to the maternity ward. They were going to induce me, which is, they just give you a pill, and said that it can take up to 2 days to deliver. My husband and I were sitting there just thinking, or talking, you know, how do we want to handle this? We can be here for 2 days, and possibly 2 days, and cry and be sad and suffer, or we can pretend that this is not happening and just watch a movie, tell jokes, laugh, and that helped us a a lot to deal with the situation. You know, some people might think that acting like you're happy and laughing in that situation is inappropriate. But for us, it was the only thing we could do to survive. I delivered the baby, I delivered the placenta, and they thought everything was fine. We asked the sex of the baby because they couldn't really tell at the ultrasound because he had stopped growing. And it was a boy. We named him Austin James. I guess you just have to figure out how best you grieve. And, you know, for us, it was just being together, and then just time. But with that time, it's gotten easier. It gets easier day to day. You move forward. You have to live. You have to go back to work eventually. You've got to spend time with your friends and your family. You just got to go back to life. And that helped us tremendously. We'll always remember that we had him. We'll always love him. But life goes on. As much as you think it won't, it goes on and things get better, and it's brought my husband and I a whole lot closer. It's made us treasure our son Ethan even more than we already did. So it's gotten better. We're doing better. We're back to normal.